morning students. Welcome back to your English Literature online class. Today I will be teaching you chapter number 7, Uncle Raman. It is a play. First I will tell you what a play is. Play is a literary form of writing for theatre which narrates a story with elements of conflicts, tensions and actions through dialogues of characters. For dramatic significance, it is divided into acts and scenes. The writers present their feelings, emotions and ideas through their characters and make them speak. Now, let's look at the board and see the characters that are there in this play. The first character is Mr. Bhaskar, then Mrs. Bhaskar, workman, Uncle Raman, postman and Sarita. Now let's come back to the chapter. Scene 1. The scene takes place in the living room of Mr. and Mrs. Bhaskar's house. A door on the left leads to the hall, another on the right leads to the bedroom. There is a window on the back wall to the left. There is a sofa slightly to the right of the stage at an angle, with its back towards the hall door and the window. There are some other chairs and small coffee tables arranged on the right. Mr. and Mrs. Bhaskar are standing in the middle of the room. A man is trying to put up a picture on the wall. At the back, he has a step ladder and a box full of tools. So now, first I am going to give you the central idea of this scene, its setting and its description. So in this scene, it introduces the storyline. What's the storyline? Mr. and Mrs. Bhaskar's daughter is getting married. They are decorating their house for the wedding. A workman is putting up a picture on the wall and the couple requests him to be very careful. Uncle Raman arrives to help the family with the wedding preparations. He decides to assist the workman by putting up the picture but creates utter confusion in the process. Mr. Bhaskar is talking to the workman who is putting up a picture on the wall. Mr. Bhaskar says, "Now don't make a mess and make sure the picture is hanging straight." By don't make a mess, he means he is saying to the worker that don't make any mistakes while putting up the picture on the wall. Mrs. Bhaskar says, "Yes, and if you do make a mess, you will have to clear it up. We have enough to do already. Our daughter is getting married next month, so the place must look beautiful." Mrs. Bhaskar says that if you make any mistakes, then you have to also mend your mistakes. You have to clear whatever mess you make. Mr. Bhaskar says, "Yes, we shall be inundated with visitors." Now what does inundated means? Inundated means crowded with guests. Workman: "There is no need to worry, madam, sir. I am putting up pictures every week. No problem. Always very clean work." So here the workman assures the couple, Mr. Bhaskar and Mrs. Bhaskar, and says that don't worry, I am putting pictures every week. This is my work and I will make no mistakes. Mr. Bhaskar says, "We shall see, but make sure the picture is straight." Workman says, "It will be straight, sir. Very straight, 110%. Mrs. Bhaskar: 100% and 180 degrees and horizontal will be fine." So when the workman says that I will put the picture straight and I will make no mistakes, so Mrs. Bhaskar says, "Yeah, make it 180 degrees straight." So 180 degrees, you know, is an angle and it is straight. So Mrs. Bhaskar is saying that put the picture in 180 degrees angle and horizontal. And if you do that, then it will be fine. By fine, Mrs. Bhaskar meant it will be okay. Now workman is confused because workman is not well educated. He doesn't understand these degrees and angles. So he says, degrees madam? I have no degree madam. And fine, will I get a fine? So Mrs. Bhaskar's way of saying fine was that it will be okay. But workman thought that Mrs. Bhaskar meant that if he didn't put the picture properly, then he will have to pay a fine, a sum of money that you pay for breaking a rule or law. Mr. Bhaskar says, no, it's fine. Now Mr. Bhaskar is trying to make the workman understand that Mrs. Bhaskar did not mean the fine that you pay. She meant okay, it will be okay. It's all good. Just get on the workman to his wife. Now Mr. Bhaskar says to his wife, Subhashini, don't confuse him with your talks of degrees and horizontal and fine and what not. Let him do his work. Now you know that the name of Mrs. Bhaskar was Subhashini. The doorbell rings. Mrs. Bhaskar hurries out. She returns with a jolly man wearing glasses and carrying a suitcase. Now when they were having this conversation, Mr. Bhaskar, Mrs. Bhaskar and the workman, suddenly a doorbell rings. And Mrs. Bhaskar quickly goes to attend whoever was there on the door. And who was there on the door? There was a jolly man who was wearing glasses and was carrying a suitcase. It was indeed Uncle Raman. Uncle Raman says, Hello JB, old man, how are you? Mr. Bhaskar says, why, hello Uncle Raman, how good to see you, what brings you here? Now Mr. Bhaskar says, it's so good to see you Uncle Raman, but how come you are here? Uncle Raman says, did you not get my missive? Missive means letter. I wrote last week. I've come to grace Sarita's wedding with my presence. Uncle Raman says that I am here since your daughter is getting married. Mr. and Mrs. Bhaskar's daughter Sarita was getting married. So Uncle Raman says that I am here to bless Sarita and attend his wedding ceremony. Mrs. Bhaskar says, but uncle, the wedding is not till next month. Uncle Raman says, not to worry, I shall help with the preparations. Everything will be just fine. So Mrs. Bhaskar says that you are so early to visit us, but the wedding is after a month. So Uncle Raman says that don't worry, I will stay here for a month and I will help in the wedding preparations. The workman, who is now up the step ladder, drops the hammer and gives Uncle Raman a nervous look. Now the workman who was on the ladder and he was putting up a picture on the wall, he suddenly looks at Uncle Raman and he's all nervous. He's very scared and very alarmed, and he drops his hammer on the floor. Mr. Bhaskar says to the workman, be careful man, that's a marble floor you are trying to crack. Now Mr. Bhaskar says that please be careful, the floor is made up of marble, it will crack if you throw things like that. Uncle Raman putting down his suitcase and going towards the workman. Now Uncle Raman puts down his suitcase and goes towards the workman who was putting up the picture on the wall. Aha, I see you are trying to put a picture to beautify the place. You see, my aptitudes will come in useful for our next month. Now Uncle Raman says that you are putting up a picture, but I will help you in put up the picture. So Uncle Raman says that to the worker that he is going to help him. Let me assist you with that. I am something of an expert when it comes to hanging pictures. He takes the hammer from the workman and climbs the ladder. Now in order to help the workman, what did Uncle Raman do? Uncle Raman climbed the ladder and he took the hammer from the worker and he climbed the ladder. Now hand me that nail. He asks for the nail from the workman. Come on man, we don't have all day. The workman is too stunned to say anything, as he is told. Now workman doesn't say anything, he just handed over the hammer and the nail as it was asked by Uncle Raman. Uncle Raman starts banging the nail into the wall. A large crack appears. Then the ladder wobbles and he comes crashing down. The hammer makes a loud sound as it hits the floor. Now what happened when Uncle Raman started banging the nail into the wall? A large crack. There is a large crack on the wall, and Mr. Raman loses his balance, and this ladder moved steadily from side to side, and Uncle Raman lost his balance and fell and falls down. The hammer hits the marble, and when Uncle Raman falls down, the hammer again hits the marble floor and the marble floor cracks. Mrs. Bhaskar says, "Goodness me, Uncle Raman." She runs to see if Uncle Raman is alright. Mr. Bhaskar, "Oh dear," inspecting the floor. "Just look at the marble tile, it's cracked in half." Now Mrs. Bhaskar was concerned about Uncle Raman, but Mr. Bhaskar just looked at the marble floor and he says that just look at the floor, it is now cracked. Mrs. Bhaskar says to Uncle Raman, "Are you okay?" Uncle Raman replies, "Fine, fine. The ladder is useless." Now Uncle Raman says that this ladder is of no use. Because of this ladder I have fallen down. "I think I shall sit down for a little while." He collapses into a chair nearby and it crashes to the floor in pieces. Now Uncle Raman says that I will go and sit for a while, and as he is going, what happened? There was a chair in the hall. He hits the chair, and again the chair was broken, and it was on the floor into a lot of pieces. Mr. Bhaskar angrily says, "Now look what you have done," whispering to his wife. I expect this is just the beginning." Uncle Raman is helped to his feet. He goes to his suitcase, picks it up and heads for the door to the bedrooms. Now Uncle Raman again got up and he goes to bring his suitcase. He picks it up and then he went to the bedroom. "I think I shall have a wash and a rest. What time is lunch?" Uncle Raman asked that I'm going to go get myself freshen up, and he asks Mrs. Bhaskar that when will I get to eat. Mrs. Bhaskar replies, "Very soon, uncle, very soon we shall give you a call." So Mrs. Bhaskar says that when the lunch will be ready, I will give you a call. Uncle Raman moves to the door. On the way, he knocks over a coffee table and a vase crashes to the floor. Mr. and Mrs. Bhaskar look shocked. The workman is grinning. Now as he was going towards the bedroom, there was a coffee table. He again hits in the coffee table, and there was a vase that was kept on the coffee table. The vase falls down and it breaks into a lot of pieces. Now Mr. and Mrs. Bhaskar is again shocked, and the workman is giving a wide evil smile. Scene 1 is over. Let's move to scene 2. In the living room, the picture is now hanging on the wall. Uncle Raman enters and sits on the sofa. He stares at the picture critically, then gets up and adjusts it so that it is not straight. Pleased with his work, he sits down again. He looks at his watch. He yawns, then lies down. Mr. and Mrs. Bhaskar enter from the hall door. They cannot see Uncle Raman. Now, I am going to give you the central idea of this second section. So, in this scene describes Mr. and Mrs. Bhaskar's reaction to Uncle Raman's coming and his careless ways. Uncle Raman, in this scene, the picture is already hanging up on the wall, and what Uncle Raman does is, Uncle Raman adjusts the picture in such a way that it does not remain straight. So previously it was straight, but when Uncle Raman tried to adjust it, it is now not straight. The couple gets very angry because they think that the workman had not done his job properly. While trying to straighten it up, Mr. Bhaskar drops it and it breaks. Mrs. Bhaskar thinks that Uncle Raman had done this. The couple now wants Uncle Raman to leave. Now let's come back to the scene. Mrs. Bhaskar looking at the picture and pointing. Now Mrs. Bhaskar is looking at the picture that is on the wall and she is pointing at that and she is saying, just look at that, Arjun. Now who is Arjun? Arjun is the name of Mr. Bhaskar. So Mr. Bhaskar replies, it was straight when he left. I shall call that scoundrel back after lunch to put it right. This really is intolerable. Now Mr. Bhaskar says that the picture was straight when the workman put it up, but now how come it's not straight? I don't know. I don't understand. So I am going to call that scoundrel. Scoundrel, he is referring to the workman. Scoundrel means fraudster. So Mr. Bhaskar says, I will call the workman and I will tell him to adjust it and put it right. Mrs. Bhaskar says, and for goodness sake, don't ask your Uncle Raman to fix it. I know he means well, but the man is a walking disaster zone. A catastrophe waiting to happen, a nightmare. Uncle Raman half rises and then lies down again. Now Mrs. Bhaskar says that you call whosoever you want to fix the picture that is not straight, but don't ask your Uncle Raman to fix it, because whenever he tries to do something, there is a disaster. Mr. Bhaskar says, well, we shall just have to put up with him. We cannot ask him to leave, can we? Now Mr. Bhaskar says that we just have to tolerate Uncle Raman anyhow. We cannot ask him to leave the house, right? Because he came for the wedding. Mrs. Bhaskar says, I do not see why not. The others will be here in 3 weeks or even later. And are we going to tolerate this? Are we going to have to tolerate his eccentricities till then? Mrs. Bhaskar says that the wedding is after a month and all the guests will arrive after 3 weeks or even later. But Uncle Raman is so early to our house, so we have to tolerate all his eccentricities, means the odd behavior of Uncle Raman till then. So Mr. Bhaskar replies, quite, what a frightening prospect. Mr. Bhaskar says that it is a scary possibility that yes, we have to tolerate his odd behavior till 1 month. Mrs. Bhaskar says, the man eats like a horse too. You will have to increase the household budget 3-fold and our repair bills will spiral. Judging by these disasters, he will break everything in sight. Now Mrs. Bhaskar says that this man, she is referring to Uncle Raman. She says that this man eats also too much. He has a huge appetite, and if he keeps on eating like this for a month, then you have to increase your household budget and you have to keep paying for the things, for the disaster that he causes in the house, and for the things he breaks in the house, you have to keep paying for that. So Mr. Bhaskar says, you are right, Subhashini. We shall have to devise a plan to get rid of him. Let's discuss the problem after lunch when he is taking a nap. Now Mr. Bhaskar says that yes, Subhashini, you are right. We have to figure out a way to get rid of Uncle Raman. So he says that we will discuss this problem after lunch when he will be resting. Mrs. Bhaskar says, the sooner the better. I shall go and see if lunch is ready. Then you can give him a call. So Mrs. Bhaskar says that it will be better as soon as he leaves. It will be better that he leaves as soon as possible. And Mrs. Bhaskar then says, I will go and see if the lunch is ready, and then if the lunch is ready, then you go and call Uncle Raman. Now Mrs. Bhaskar exits. Mr. Bhaskar goes to the picture. Mr. Bhaskar straightens it up and steps back. The picture crashes to the floor. Now as Mrs. Bhaskar left, Mr. Bhaskar went to straighten the picture and the picture falls down and breaks into pieces. He staggers backwards and hurriedly leaves by the hall door. Now he gets very frightened and he leaves by the hall door. Uncle Raman, who was sitting on a sofa in the hall, he also sits up, looks around quickly, and then he leaves by the other door. Now let's move to scene 3. Scene 3 takes place in the living room. Mr. and Mrs. Bhaskar enters. I'll give you the central idea of this third and last section. Now in this scene, Uncle Raman listens to Mrs. Bhaskar's sarcastic comments and leaves. Mr. and Mrs. Bhaskar are very happy till a postman brings them a letter that is from Uncle Raman. They read the letter and realize that Uncle Raman had come to give all his late wife's jewelry to their daughter Sarita for her wedding. The selfish couple laments their misfortune. Sarita informs her parents that Uncle Raman had met her in the morning and he had handed over a large box of priceless jewelry. Now let's move to the scene. Mrs. Bhaskar looking at the picture on the floor and shaking her head. Now Mrs. Bhaskar, I told you what happened in scene 2, in the end of scene 2. Mr. Bhaskar tries to fix the picture on the wall and the picture breaks down, falls and breaks. So Mrs. Bhaskar now in scene 3 looks at the picture that is on the floor and she is very disappointed. And she says, the sooner the better. She says angrily that I told you that it will be better that Uncle Raman leaves as soon as possible. Now Mrs. Bhaskar thought that this picture was broken because of Uncle Raman. But who actually broke the picture? It was Mr. Bhaskar. Mr. Bhaskar going to the end of the room and shouting, Uncle Raman, lunch is served. Mr. Bhaskar calls Uncle Raman for lunch. Mrs. Bhaskar, not loudly, sarcastically says, yes, Uncle Raman, Mr. Voracious, come and eat it all, then break a few plates and cups and saucers. Now, Mrs. Bhaskar in a very sarcastic tone. Sarcastic means in a very ridiculing, in an insulting tone, in a mocking tone, she says to Uncle Raman that yes, Uncle Raman, Mr. Voracious. Voracious is a person who has a huge appetite, who eats like anything. So she calls Uncle Raman as Mr. Voracious and she says come and eat everything and then break the plates and the cups and the saucers, break everything. So Mr. Bhaskar says, be quiet, he might hear you. Mr. Bhaskar tells his wife that please don't say like this, Uncle Raman might hear you and he might feel very bad. Mrs. Bhaskar says, good, perhaps he will get the hint. Mrs. Bhaskar says that it's good that Uncle Raman hears me. In this way he will get the hint that Mr. and Mrs. Bhaskar are fed up of him and he will leave and in this manner he will leave the house. Uncle Raman enters carrying his suitcase and looking crestfallen. Now Uncle Raman enters the living room and he is carrying a suitcase in his hand and he is looking very sad and very disappointed. Mr. Bhaskar says, you don't have to bring your suitcase to the dining table, Uncle. Mrs. Bhaskar says, unless you want to pack some for a snack later. Mr. Bhaskar glowers at her. Now, Uncle Raman came with a suitcase, but Mr. Bhaskar says that for lunch you don't need a suitcase. But Mrs. Bhaskar says that yes, if you want to keep some lunch in your suitcase for extra snacks, then you can do it. Now again Mrs. Bhaskar tried to insult Uncle Raman. So when she did so, Mr. Bhaskar looks angrily at Mrs. Bhaskar. Uncle Raman, I won't be staying for lunch. I am afraid. I suddenly remembered I have an appointment to keep back at home. Now Uncle Raman says that I cannot stay here and have lunch. Suddenly I remembered that I have an appointment at home. I have decided to go immediately. Uncle Raman says that I am leaving the house and I will return perhaps to see Sarita getting married. Now Uncle Raman says that I will come maybe on the wedding day, but for now I am leaving. Mrs. Bhaskar says, but uncle, have some lunch first, then go. Mr. Bhaskar, yes uncle, and why this sudden change of mind? You know you are most welcome in our house. Now Mr. and Mrs. Bhaskar are now acting all nice and they say that just have some lunch and then go. And they also say that why are you leaving so early? Have some lunch and you should know that you are always welcome in our house. Mrs. Bhaskar says, but your appointment, I suppose you have to keep it. But Mrs. Bhaskar says that you also have an appointment, so you better go and attend the appointment. Mrs. Bhaskar just wanted to get rid of Uncle Raman. Uncle Raman says, yes, I must go without delay. Thank you for the offer. I shall be in touch. Goodbye. Now Uncle Raman exits. Mr. and Mrs. Bhaskar looked pleased, yet greatly surprised. Now Uncle Raman leaves and Mr. and Mrs. Bhaskar are very happy. When he is gone, they began to do a little dance around the room. Now they are so happy that Uncle Raman is finally gone that Mr. and Mrs. Bhaskar started dancing. They started having a happy dance. The postman arrives. Now as they are dancing, suddenly a postman arrives. And the postman looks through the window and he gets very shocked. Why was he shocked? To see the couple dancing like this, the postman was very shocked. Mrs. Bhaskar notices the postman and stops dancing. Mr. Bhaskar continues to leap around. Mrs. Bhaskar to the postman, what are you gawping at? Now Mrs. Bhaskar scolded the postman and says, what are you staring at? What are you looking at? Is this the way to deliver letters? Mrs. Bhaskar says that you should come, scolds the postman and says that this is not the way to deliver letters. You should come to the front door and ring the bell. Mr. Bhaskar, now when Mr. Bhaskar comes to know that yes, there is a postman also, he also stops dancing and he says, what time is it to deliver the letters? Is this the time to deliver letters? Mr. Bhaskar also scolds the postman and says that you should deliver the post in the morning, not in the afternoon. Postman says, sorry sir, sorting office problem sir, cycle problem sir, late starting problem sir. Now postman is all sorry and he says that I had a problem, I couldn't deliver in the morning, I am very sorry. So Mrs. Bhaskar says that next time if you come and deliver the letters through the window, I will give you a headache. Mrs. Bhaskar scolds the postman and then she snatches the letters from him. Mr. Bhaskar, now go, come in the proper way next time. Mr. Bhaskar says to the postman that now leave, you have delivered the letter, leave, but next time deliver the letters in a proper manner. Postman says, yes sir. Now postman says, okay sir, next time I will deliver the letter in a proper way. And as he is leaving, he again puts his head back in the window and says, very fine dancing madam. He says that madam, you dance very well. Now Mrs. Bhaskar gets very angry and she says that your supervisors will hear about this. Then the postman exits. Then Mr. Bhaskar took the letters and looking at one, he says, oh look, here's the letter from Uncle Raman. Now they opened the letter and they found out that this letter was from Uncle Raman. Mrs. Bhaskar says, open it. What does he say? Mr. Bhaskar says, give me a second. He opens the letter and starts reading. Now Mr. Bhaskar held his forehead and he was very shocked after reading the letter. Oh dear, what have we done? He says, what have we done? Mrs. Bhaskar says, what have we done? Mr. Bhaskar replies, we have driven him out, that's what. And he was here to make us very rich. Now, Mr. Bhaskar says that we have forced Uncle Raman to leave our house, but he was in fact here to make us all very rich. And how? By giving all his late wife's jewelry to Sarita for her wedding. Mrs. Bhaskar says, oh no. He takes the letter away from Mr. Bhaskar, and she takes the letter away from Mr. Bhaskar, and she also starts reading the letter, and she says, can this be true? If only we had waited a while. Now this conversation shows Mr. and Mrs. Bhaskar's selfishness. Mr. Bhaskar, it's too late now, and so he is gone, and so is our fortune, Sarita's fortune. Now Mr. Bhaskar says that Uncle Raman is also gone, and the wealth that he was supposed to bring for us, that is also gone. Now as Mr. Bhaskar says so, Sarita enters. Who is Sarita? Sarita is Mr. and Mrs. Bhaskar's daughter. Sarita says, hello mom, hello dad. What's going on? Is lunch ready? I am starving. Now she is saying so, and while saying so, she is also looking here and there as if she is looking for somebody. And then she says, where is Uncle Raman? Mrs. Bhaskar hiding the letter behind a bag. Mrs. Bhaskar, what she did? The letters that she was holding, she hid the letters from Sarita, and she says, Uncle Raman? What about Uncle Raman? Mr. Bhaskar says, why do you bring up his name? Mr. Bhaskar says, then why are you asking about Uncle Raman? Sarita says, Uncle Raman was here earlier. I met him in the morning when he arrived. We had a long chat at the gate. He said he had come to stay till the wedding. Where he is? Now Sarita says that in the morning I met Uncle Raman in the gate. I met Uncle Raman at the gate, and I and Uncle Raman had a long chat, and he said that he will be here till the wedding. Mr. Bhaskar says, your uncle is not here. He came and he departed. He was in a hurry to go. Mrs. Bhaskar, yes, he had an appointment to keep. Sarita says, an appointment? That's strange. Now Sarita is very confused. She says, it's alright. He will be back for lunch, I am sure. He has a healthy appetite, hasn't he? Now Sarita says, okay, maybe he has gone for an appointment, but he will be back for lunch because he loves to eat. Mr. Bhaskar says, your uncle won't be here for lunch or dinner. He has gone home. Sarita says, gone home? But he said he was going to be here till the wedding. What is going on? Mrs. Bhaskar says, I doubt whether he will be here for the wedding either. Sarita says, why not? He seemed so happy to be here. He was looking forward to the wedding. He told me so. Now when Mr. and Mrs. Bhaskar told Sarita that he has gone, Uncle Raman has gone home and he will not return for the wedding also, Sarita is very disappointed and she doesn't understand anything. She says that Uncle Raman was too excited for the wedding, so how come he has left now? So Mrs. Bhaskar says, well, I think he became upset with something we said. He is a nuisance to have around, Nuisance means he was a problem. So Mr. Bhaskar says, and we could not keep our comments to ourselves. He must have overheard us. Now Mr. Bhaskar tells Sarita that, they were trying to mock Uncle Raman. So Mr. and Mrs. Bhaskar were trying to mock Uncle Raman. So Mr. Bhaskar says that maybe Uncle Raman overheard our conversation and he must have been very sad, and because of which he chose to leave. Sarita says, you mean you drove him out? Poor man. Uncle Raman did not deserve that. Mr. Bhaskar says, I am afraid so. And the worst thing is, I don't know how to tell you this. He was going to leave you a small gift. Mr. Bhaskar says that yes, I am scared that he did not deserve to leave because he was supposed to bring a small gift for you. Mr. Bhaskar says this to Sarita. Sarita says a small gift. Sarita says which small gift? So Mr. Bhaskar says, well, quite a largish gift. So Mr. Bhaskar says, well, not a really small gift, but it was a fairly large gift that he was supposed to bring for you. Mrs. Bhaskar says, yes, very large. He said he was going to leave you some of Aunt Meena's jewelry. Who was Aunt Meena? Aunt Meena was Uncle Raman's late wife. Mr. Bhaskar says, and now of course you won't even get a sniff of it because he is gone. Now Mr. Bhaskar says that now Sarita you will not get any gift because Uncle Raman is gone and so is the gift. Mrs. Bhaskar says, I wonder which ring or chain he might have brought for you. Sarita says, you mean rings and chains and dozens of other precious stones too? After hearing Sarita say about rings, chains and dozens of precious stones, Mr. Bhaskar says, what do you mean? Mr. Bhaskar inquires. Sarita says, I can show you what he brought because he handed me a large box when he arrived. It is full of the most priceless pieces of jewelry you have ever seen in your life. Now Sarita says that I can even show you what he brought for me because he handed me a large box of precious jewel of his late wife in the morning itself when he met Sarita at the gate. Mr. and Mrs. Bhaskar was very sad of what they did to get rid of Uncle Raman. And that's it. The play ended here.